All right, let's go ahead and try this again. I apologize for the tech issues. I don't know why you guys couldn't see me while I was in the presenter mode, but I think I fixed it. So somebody just kind of give me a thumbs up if it's working. Okay, it's working. Cool. All right. And again, my name, if for those that don't know me, is Haley Tanberry. I am a certified regenerative health specialist and iridologist. I run the Detox Method, which is my wellness clinic. I work both, I do group programs as well as one-on-one. And I help people basically find the root cause of their ailments and restore balance and alignment in their bodies through specific detoxification protocols. And in my practice, I use diet herbs, superfoods, and microcurrent therapy. And a lot of us, so whoever brought you to this call is likely qualified in the same ways I am to help you one-on-one. So make sure you get back to them at the end of this call. And I'm really excited to lead it today. Thank you all for being here and for being patient. It's been a little bit since I've had those tech issues. This is a very big topic, and I am excited to shed some light on it and just give you guys a lot of education. All right, so it is no secret that we all want youthful, glowing skin with few to no wrinkles forever and ever. Am I right? Ultimately, we want to age gracefully, but a majority of us go to extreme lengths to get there when really it's this simple. Beauty is an inside job. How you nourish yourself on the inside is what will be reflected on the outside, period. Your skin is not only the largest organ in your body, but it's a map of the internal environment of your body. If you've been on other calls with me, you've heard me say this and you will hear me say it again and again. We are trillions of cells, bacteria, and two fluids, blood and lymph. The blood feeds and the lymph cleans every organ, gland, and tissue. Commit that to memory. The lymphatic system is the sewer system of the body. The reason you are experiencing flare-ups of eczema, psoriasis, acne, rashes is all because your internal sewer system, the lymphatic system, is backed up. The lymph is a fluid-based system, and our kidneys are responsible for taking up that waste and eliminating it through the urine. If your kidneys are not filtering out the waste, you are accumulating this waste. And if you can't, so think about this, if you can't take out the trash, it will continue to pile up in your kitchen, and then eventually it'll start spilling over. Your skin issues are 100% a backed up lymphatic system, 100%. You should be seeing flakes, sediments, and cloudiness in your urine. This is a sign that the metabolic waste that we ingest daily, our cells eat and poop just like we do, and that will always happen. But it's also the metabolic waste as well as the toxic waste that we come across that are properly getting eliminated. And that's because the lymphatic system will basically pick it up and deliver it to the kidneys to get eliminated via the urine. If that's not the first reason, if none of this system is really working and it is backed up, your skin will back up because your skin is your third kidney. So what happens when the kidneys are severely backed up is the lymphatic system will eventually push all these toxins out through the skin. So this is when we would start to see eczema, psoriasis, fungal infections, acne, pimples, rashes, itchy or red and inflamed skin like rosacea. And then I want to note psoriasis is a very deep lymphatic issue in combination with a huge overgrowth of fungus that's really what is coming out of the skin. And the allopathic solution in all of these cases are steroid creams, antibiotics, which does nothing more than suppress the issues back into the tissue. In my opinion, we don't give the skin enough credit. So often I hear people say things like, my skin is so wrinkly, it's getting so wrinkly, I'm just getting older. These people are in their 30s. And that is just not true. Like, not at all. I have literally watched myself get younger and younger as I have cleaned my body out and gone through this detoxification and lived within the principles, my skin looks healthier than ever. I should actually be flashing a before and after picture because some of them are pretty shocking. Some general facts about the skin that you may or may not know. The skin makes up 15% of your total body weight. The average adult has 21 square feet of skin that contain over 11 miles of blood vessels. Think about that. That's crazy. 1 square inch of your skin has 300 sweat glands. So there are 3 layers to the skin. The epidermis is the outer layer, and this is the waterproof top layer. And this is what we can visibly see. The dermis is the middle layer of the skin, okay? And this contains blood vessels, lymph vessels, hair follicles, sweat glands, collagen bundles, fibroblasts, nerve and sebaceous glands. The dermatitis is held together ultimately by collagen and connective tissue. This is the layer that gives the skin the flexibility and the strength. And it also contains our pain and touch receptors as well. The hypodermis, that's the bottom layer. This is like the fat layer. It's the deepest layer of skin. It consists of collagen and fat cells, and it helps conserve the body's heat. The role of the skin. So the main roles of the skin, number 1, well, what goes in must come out. As we've already touched on this, your skin is like an exocrine organ, excreting excess waste from the lymphatic system. If the internal environment is backed up, meaning, again, your kidneys are not properly eliminating waste and it's accumulating in your tissues, your lymphatic system will push it up and out through the skin. We'll commit that to memory. Number 2, protection from harmful substances. But our skin is also porous, and too much toxicity from our environment and skincare regimens will make it into our body, especially if that internal system is overwhelmed. If it's overwhelmed and it's like, I don't even care, I don't know, like I have so much to do here, just come in, whatever, then of course we're not going to have that like immune system and defense mechanism built in to keep it out. Number 3, regulation of body temperature. Thin-skinned people will tend to be more cold. And this tends to be coming from a parathyroid weakness, and we'll touch on that a little bit later. I don't want to go into it right yet. So some common signs that the lymphatic system is backed up. Well, dandruff, itchy skin, eczema, psoriasis, fungal infections. I put itchy skin twice, but that's a big deal. Dermatitis, acne, rashes, rosacea. Okay. Dandruff. So I remember getting dandruff as a kid, actually often. And anti-dandruff shampoos, we would just go get one. You know, that's just what you do. They're actually suppressing the issue and funneling more and more chemical toxins right into your head. And actually all of our shampoo and conditioners and hair products are. We have to read the labels. So itchy fungal infections, this is related to a deeper issue. The lymphatic system gets backed up and pushes the waste out to the surface. Those acids are dehydrating. There are 2 sides to chemistries. We have acids and bases. Acids are destructive and dehydrating, and it literally destroys tissues and cells. When it comes to the surface, all this toxic waste, it is going to draw out more water as well as nutrients that are on the skin. Itchy skin is also related to a deeper condition and potential fatty liver issues. That's when the bilirubin will start to increase and we'll actually get pustules that come up from underneath the deep layers of the skin. And that's more fungal related, and it can cause excess itchiness, like deep in the layer, like you just can't get it no matter what. We also see fungal infections with a severely backed up lymphatic system. So just the levels are kind of getting a little bit bigger. And as they get bigger, we may have more of these kinds of diagnoses come up. So fungus, a little side note here. Fungus, candida, parasites are all part of our ecosystem. We will never be candida free. They will never completely go away because we need them. They support that which does not support us anymore. They're our cleaners. The problem is when they increase in numbers because we accumulate more and more waste in our tissues. So now we have an overgrowth of these bacteria that are otherwise supposed to be in specific numbers. Excess or eczema is primarily a kidney weakness. It is very much related to the diet. This one is very much related to the diet. So removing dairy, eggs, grains, and pesticides, also meat, is a very big deal. I would 100% suggest that if any of you or anyone you know has eczema, tell them to do that right away. If they need help, guidance, recipes, how to get started on that, just have them reach out. There also tends to be a compromise to the tight junctions of the gut lining in these cases. And waste is just going unregulated into the lymphatic system and into the immune system, which can happen in all these cases in addition to whatever we're coming up with. Leaky gut is very common, but you really see those two go hand in hand. The lymphatic system has to basically push, like we said, waste out through the skin. When it gets severely backed up, it has no choice. Psoriasis is, like we touched on that a little, it is a deep lymphatic issue, as well as this huge overgrowth of fungus that comes up and out through the skin. It's very uncomfortable, but it is also an adrenal and a liver issue. So my advice to people who may be dealing with these more serious cases for longer term, I think, getting started, if you wanted to get started simply, I would change your diet and I would add in nutrient-dense foods. Remove the glyphosate from your body, but you might have to go deeper. That's all I'm saying. Okay. No matter what skin issues you have, it is a sign that there is a pronounced environment in the body that you have to get a hold of. And that is clean up the lymph. Support the kidneys so that they are filtering. That's first. And then clean up the lymph. And then repair the gut microbiome, restore the liver, get the whole body basically back into balance. But those two keys in the beginning are very, very important. So putting steroid creams, topicals, and antibiotics will only suppress the issue deeper, but it will get you out of your discomfort for sure. But there's a reason why it keeps coming back and coming back worse. Your skin renews itself every 28 to 38 days. New cells are created in that deep layer of skin, and it takes 4 weeks for them to actually rise to the surface. If you're not happy with how your skin looks, oh well, go on a 30, 60, 90-day detox. Let those cells completely regenerate themselves, and in 3 months difference, you will totally notice a different you just by healing from the inside out, no matter what level you take it. And you'll get to watch your skin age in reverse. And I love that I get to do this for people. I literally watch them look brighter, younger, and just feel better every single day. So our skin hosts a microbiome that contains over 1,000 different species of bacteria. Oops, typo. So basically it has its own ecosystem, just like your gut would have its own ecosystem. Everywhere we are teeming with bacteria. We are more bacteria than we are cells. These essential bacteria are critical for our skin, for wound healing, for reducing inflammation, for helping the immune system fight infections, this toxic exposure we may be having as well. I can't emphasize how important bacteria are to our health. 90% of the function within the body is initiated by them, and it's essentially how our food becomes bioavailable to us. We have specific bacteria that just break down vitamin C, that just break down vitamin D, that just break down fiber. They're very specific in what they do, which is why we need between 30,000 and 40,000 different species in our gut. Okay, I'm not even going to go in the probiotics range, but that touches a very narrow range at a copy of 7 billion of each one and pushes out all the rest. So this is really critical and very important. And the same goes as our gut for our skin. So what is the number one contributor to our diet or to our skin? I just give it away. Diet, yes. Refined sugars, processed foods, alcohol, coffee, sodas, meat. Meat is very acidic and dehydrating. Also dairy. But when you think about it, fruits and veggies that are grown conventionally with pesticides, this is also destroying our skin. Pesticides are an oral antibiotic. They literally kill everything that they come in touch with or in contact with. And then we have to look at our skincare regimens, right? What toxic waste are you literally lathering on your skin? Is it strengthening or depleting that microbiome of the skin? The way your skin is presenting itself is based off of hydration in the body. You can't make up that hydration in water alone. The more water you drink, it'd actually be stripping your body of essential minerals and taxing the kidneys in the process. So in facial reflexology, which I am also trained in, there's some things we do to look at the face. So this is in combination as a confirmation tool with the health questionnaire sometimes, and it's not a diagnostics tool, but there are some notable things that you can kind of notice. So we have the Leven's wrinkles. This is super pronounced. It's liver health. Clean out the liver, those lines will fade away. We have the crow's feet on the left-hand side at the bottom. The top line is the small intestine, middle is liver, and the bottom is the heart. Again, clean up the internal environment. These lines will fade away. And then the one on the right, all the way on the right-hand side, these kind of folds right here. So we have to look at people's face structures too, right? Like if you have high cheekbones, you're going to have these folds here. But there are people where it is clear that these folds are only increasing as they're getting older. And this is indicative of gallbladder and small intestine stress. So if I see that there's other things flagged in the iris photos and in the health questionnaire, and then I see a picture, I have them take a picture of their face in good light, and all of these things are pointing towards gallbladder and small intestine issues, we're probably going to work on the gallbladder and the small intestine. And then we'll watch all of the skin tighten and clean up. And then this one over here, that's common. Rosacea, that's a tight junction gut injury. It is very common to see in children, but again, like also adults. All right, let's talk about stress. So you could be eating a perfect diet, but you are running on cortisol, anxious, and you're stressed out all the time. That releases oxidative stress in the body. This was me. That oxidative stress is depleting your body of essential minerals, and it is essentially stressing your organs out because of the hormone flood that is happening. And I like having a well-rounded practice. So this stress is definitely something that we do talk about, actually often. And I will help where I can. And then when I feel it's out of my scope, I have great tools and resources to refer out to kind of deal with those more mental, emotional kind of states that might be hindering us from actually moving forward. But a lot of times, man, when you release the tensions and stress in the body, it's reciprocal. So we also have, I don't have a slide for this one, but we have saggy skin. So people who tend to have like thin, kind of like saggy skin, this is a silica deficiency and a parathyroid weakness. So here's where the parathyroid comes in. The parathyroid is in charge of calcium utilization in the body. If it is weak, it will give away calcium for free. Like, hey, take it from the bone. I don't care. From the connective tissue, from the skin, go for it. If you lean more towards the acid side of the fence, the body will have to use calcium to buffer this acidic environment. It's just a process that it uses. So we are an alkaline species. Our blood has to be a pH of 7.4 at all times or we die. Everything your body does is maintaining that balance daily. The body uses fat, cholesterol, water, and calcium in order to buffered acidic environments. Those are the four main fire extinguishers. And a great example that my teacher, Carrie Drinkwine, would always say, if you were looking for a fire extinguisher, you wouldn't run around the block to get to one that you need when you have one right in front of you. You would not do that. So that's the same thing our body is going to do. So remember back to that diagram where this in the skin and how the collagen in muscles and connective tissues are what give it its structure, but also its flexibility. If there's an acidic environment right there, the body might say, we got it covered. We're just going to take this out. It's totally going to be okay. And if the parathyroid is overwhelmed and it's like too many things are going unregulated, unguarded, it's just going to say, hey, okay, cool, whatever. You can take whatever you want. In the end, it's always input versus output. What you put in it is what you're going to get out. It's input versus output, period. It's really that simple. There is no magic cream that you are going to ever put on your skin. Despite its false promises, it is not for longevity. Maybe it will help temporarily, but then like, what's the input versus output? How many chemicals and toxins are actually in that cream that will inevitably be piling up in your system, causing dryness, wrinkles, all of the things, potentially eczema, psoriasis, it's like we're all just adding to the trash pile here. Most of the time where we are just adding poisons and chemicals and toxic crap straight into our lymphatic system, which is causing more acid in an acid-based system. So the way to have a healthy, youthful glow is to clean up your glands, organs, repair your gut, get rid of foods filled with chemical pesticides, because glyphosate is a major component of Roundup, and it is also one of the biggest neurotoxins. And this is in a majority of our food, our clothing, our skincare products, air and water systems. So there are let's see, we're at the top of the hour here. So whoever brought you to this call, I just want to go over this again. Whoever brought you to this call is equally as fired up with me and passionate about all of this. And we all support the best of the best micronutrient dense superfoods that remove pesticides out of the body and help clean up the liver and the lymph. So get with the person who brought you to this call, and they will have specific instructions for you. If they are not qualified to help you one-on-one, they will get you in contact with me, where we can work one-on-one more specifically to treat your health issues. But it is likely that the person is qualified to help treat you one-on-one. So I am going to go ahead and stop sharing now, and we'll open up for question and answer. All right. Oh, okay. Thank you for that. I just wanted to quickly remind, because a lot of times we do go over kind of like small, simple solutions that people can add back in or add into their life when we are in the discussion part that I do not record, just for confidentiality, privacy, all that. So I will go ahead and say right now, if there is one thing, okay, maybe a couple things that everybody could do today to jumpstart hydration, right? From the inside out. One, ditch the coffee. Like, I'm dead serious. There's no reason why we need to drink an acidic cup of steroids first thing in the morning. It is dehydrating. Our body just went through sleep all night. It wants hydration. So really try your hardest to get off the coffee. But you don't need to go cold turkey right away. If that's your style, go for it. But I would say kind of wean off of it, add in something like Dandy Blend or something like that, half and half, and then make it like a quarter cup of the coffee and 3/4 of the other, and then just kind of wean off that way. Grey Celtic sea salt, lemon water first thing in the morning if your stomach can tolerate it. Fruit till noon. And if I were you, I would again, get back to the person who brought you to this call. I would get on some nutrient-dense superfoods. Start there. And if your body's like, wow, I've just saw so many results from this, I look and feel different, this feels amazing, great. If you do know you're one of those people that needs to go deeper, then again, reach that person is your support. If it's me, I'm your support. And going deeper, just reach out. So that would be the suggestions that I would make. And I'm going to go ahead and stop recording so that we can answer all of your questions that people who are on the call.